Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Chris. I have a lot to get to this episode. Very excited about it. We have a lot of games to get through, a lot of news I want to talk about. First, let's hit that like button and be sure to subscribe. And we're taking a look right now. We got that level 1 cleat goal done, but we've got a 10-game stretch of games here that I want to get through before the Florida State series. That is an epic series that I'm excited about. But we need to get through these games. And you're seeing highlights here. We're getting it started against Duke with the Freddie Zamora home run. And just want to keep this thing going. Again, I'm excited about this. We're going to get through 10 games worth before we get to the Florida State series. Duke's throwing the ball all over the field. And a lot has happened since last time. The Major League Baseball draft. I want to talk about next season starting pitching. Check out InsideTheU.com. I have an article on that about who to look for in the starting rotation for next year. You guys have been watching this series, so I know you guys know who to look for. And you just saw home runs by Alex Terrell and Tony Jenkins. I think they're two guys that are going to be very important for next season. And Jordan Lala as well. So there we go. That's a quick one. Again, we got through game 1 against Duke. We've got series against Duke, Maryland, Virginia Tech, Virginia. We got to get through all 4 of those series before we face Florida State. It's road to the College World Series, and I want to get through and get to the College World Series. Game 2 against Duke. Here we go. Let's keep this thing going. Not only did the Major League Draft happen, and Freddie Zamora was the big news because you weren't quite sure with his injury where he would get picked. So he goes 53rd overall to the Brewers. McMahon was a second-round pick by the Rockies. And Arizona picked Slade Ciccone in the first round. So those 3 guys got drafted. Coach Gino DeMari expects all 3 to sign. And the big news, I felt like only one Miami signee was drafted. Shortstop Sammy Infante. He's a guy that I've liked for a long time, watching him in high school at Pace there. A shortstop, played with a lot of talented guys. Happy for him. And he did go ahead and sign with the Washington Nationals, second-round pick. Reported $1 million signing bonus. So is Zamora expected to sign? Infante signs. Miami's going to have to look for a shortstop. There are some guys. I want to talk about them. You can see them on InsideTheU.com. We'll talk more about them, but we are getting through this season really quickly. Again, just trying to grind through these games. I'm playing all of them. I just want to show you guys these highlights here as we move along. And I think, so the Florida State series, and then I think it's 2 more series after that, and then it's postseason play. That's why I want to grind through these games. I know it's been a little bit since I did the last episode. I hate having that delay. But I was working on some other stuff. You guys have seen that. Be sure to check the channel for all the other different kind of series we have going on here. Also, big news, not just with the draft, but Miami picks up a transfer from Ben Wagner, a USC closer, can also hit. 2-time All-League, first-team All-League at Ivy League before he transferred to USC. Oh my goodness, so that's, okay, good. That's a double. Looked like it would have been a home run there, but we're crushing the ball against Duke. I think they were like 7-22 coming in or something like that. So these are opportunities for big wins, get some guys some extra work, and also try to get that run rule. You got to be up by 10 after 7. And that is exactly what the announcer said, a heck of a way to lose the game. So we win it right there on that run rule in the 7th. And so that's good. We're kind of moving things along. And one thing that's interesting about this stretch is, and I want to get to recruiting for a little bit here. We have to recruit during this this period, but the stretch has a mix of midweek games and weekend games. It's different than the typical ACC schedule. Nothing much has changed with recruiting other than we keep advancing with these players. Interest level, you see the bars rising up. And my concentration is make sure to get on these top guys that we really want, 5 or 6 guys, and just stay on them. And then we'll add later. I'm trying to secure the commits rather than try to distribute 10 points per, 10 to 15 guys. Let's try to go a lot of points on 5 to 6 guys and go from there. And again, going after these top 2 guys, Wasanye and Noor, they've been our highest priority guys all season long. And they've got draft buzz, so I'm a little unsure if they're going to go with the draft, but we've got to give them a shot. They'd be great additions with those high ratings, immediate impact type players. So excited about that. But I want to talk about Wagner. Wagner, the USC, definitely check out the site. I want to have some more stuff on him. And one of the things that could happen if he moves into closer, you might see a guy like Fetterman, who's been the closer. Maybe he wants to look back at getting into that starting rotation. Maybe he's a guy to look for. Drop in the comments. Who do you want to see in the rotation next year? Obviously, and you see it now, we got Alex McFarland back. Brian Van Bell's already signed as an undrafted free agent. I touched on McMahon and Saccone. They're expected to sign, so you've got 3 spots open in the rotation. And you're seeing things kind of play out with our season here. So I'm going McFarland as the number 4. You got these games against Maryland coming up. I'm going to go McFarland for the game 1. And I'm going to go Jake Garland for game 2. I did that earlier in the year. We haven't had too many midweek games.
That one might go.
And Tony Jenkins, off to a great start. I like this ballpark. Again, I always try to mix it up when we play at the road. If the team doesn't have their stadium in the game, I like this one. This is the Metro ballpark. It's got the big, you see it right there off to the right. The big glass right there. So that's great to see the glass wall. Trying to make things happen, stealing bases.
Hit back toward the pitcher.
That's good for Del Castillo. He's been in a little bit of a funk. Remember at the beginning of the year, I struggled with him a little bit. He's kind of in one of those production funks a little bit. It's not been bad. It's just I've seen his numbers kind of dip a little bit.
Toward left, on to first, and it will score a run.
Oh, nice. That's good speed by Lala. We get a run. Little extra aggressive going second to third. It's worked sometimes this year.
He might have a play on this one, and that's the ball.
But didn't work there. One of the things I want to do during this stretch, that's a good win there. Again, moving on with these victories. Keeping this winning streak alive. But what I want to do is I want to get the bullpen guys some really good work during this stretch. Not playing great teams. Virginia actually is a good team. They don't have a great record, but they have a good team. Jordan Lala. This guy has been incredible, man. He's been one of our best players all year. I'd say him, Freddie Zamora, maybe the top 2, and then Del Castillo. You see the numbers here. Real quick, you can go back and pause on those numbers. But here we go. Bases loaded. Oh, Jake Garland. Okay, gives up the double. I don't know if I should have dove. Trying to make things happen. They got runners on second and third. And what in the world did I just do there? I just was thrown into third. I just literally gave them 2 runs. And we're not even getting that ball. And this has been a struggle, guys. I don't know what happened. We got that home run by Lala in the first inning and got absolutely shut down by a team that we should beat. Very surprising. We've been getting, it feels like 8, 9, 10 runs every game. That did not happen in this one. We take a loss. Maryland is in the conference at this time. So we take a conference loss. I hate that because I want to win the Coastal. I want to win the ACC. Every loss matters. North Carolina is right there. And Tony Jenkins hits it into the cornrows with the home run. This guy has been on fire. I don't know what it. I've moved him up to lead off, and he's been just on fire. Nice. Estel Castillo with the double. Again, playing at Virginia Tech, another interesting ballpark, and you see all the cornrows out there. This is called Cornrow Park. I thought this would be great. We've not played there this year. The stadium looks incredible. Crushing balls into the fields. You guys, maybe some of you guys played baseball like this growing up, hitting the ball in the fields, or okay, there we go. I like those wild throws. You gotta love those wild throws. Go first to third, where they're just throwing the ball all over the field. So we'll take advantage of that. Terrell is picking it up. I like that. But I want to get these bullpen guys. I want to lower their ERAs. Everybody feels like they've got their ERAs are way too high. And Tony Jenkins nearly hits it over the second wall. That's crazy.
In the air to left.
Let's go ahead and lower these ERAs for the bullpen. And also, I've noticed in big games against good teams, you don't just get these easy wins. It's very difficult. I've lost some games against some good teams. That's a way to bounce back there. It took us a while to get going. I don't know why we were in such a funk, but we got it going. And Alex Terrell is keeping this thing going. We've got to make sure everybody's clicking for Florida State. They're leading their division. So that's a potential, those are pivotal games. And we're staying on top of the polls, but we took that loss to Maryland. And that's been a little difficult to see, but it does happen. There we go, another home run. It does happen, but for the most part, I've been pretty good against the bad teams. Nice, Lala with that speed, a good mix between speed, and it's got a little pop, so that he's having a good season. Tony Jenkins has been playing well. Freddie Zamora, the guys are stepping up. Del Castillo's getting some doubles.
And it will score a run. He'll throw to second.
I'm excited about that. And we might have to go back to that live stream. I had fun doing that. Maybe we'll do that for a Florida State game. You can drop in the comments if that's what you want to see. I definitely don't want to speed. I definitely don't want to just show you guys the highlights. I want to play those games out. It's just these teams aren't that good, and they should be all pretty decisive wins. There we go. Close that one out. There we go. Virginia Tech, Cornrow Park.
The final score: the Miami Hurricanes 11.
Everybody's stepping up.
With tonight's loss, the Hokies are 6.
We've gotten Raymond Gill back from the injury. That's big. We want everybody healthy, ready to go. And Tony Jenkins has been on fire. You guys, you got to check out. Like, I am going to figure out I want to look at his stats because this guy has been on fire. I definitely want to include his stats. I'm going to figure out what he's been doing. And guys just distributing some balls into the fields. Love that. There we go. Jared Thomas got him in there.
And they'll wave him around third.
With all those games
and it will score a run.
In a row in the midweek games, there was it's a scheduled doubleheader right here against Virginia Tech. I thought that was odd. We had those rain doubleheader earlier, but this was a scheduled one. And this one's been difficult. This one's been difficult. But that's a big hit there. We needed that. We're here in the 10th. 4-3. Being aggressive. There we go. Steal third. We've been very good in extra innings this year. We've played a bunch of them, it feels like. Well over 5 games, I would assume. Lala, there we go. Got to beat that out. Didn't beat it out, but we got the extra run. So 5-3 in the bottom of the 10th. And we close it out. Daniel Fetterman, I want to get him some more innings. I tend to only use him when we save opportunities, but we don't always have save opportunities. So I'd like to get him some more innings, get him some more work. He's very good. Got some recruiting to do. Moving this thing along. One thing that's been kind of annoying is, so I get the 195 recruiting points each week, but it doesn't carry over. Like, I think every single week I end up with 5 extra points, and I can't do anything with it. And I know it's just a little bit, but if I carried that over each time, or even just the next week, I could use that 10 points for an email. So it's really annoying that I can't use those extra 5 points every week, and it doesn't carry over. So just a little complaint. But we need to... I want to bring him in on the visit. I just want to move these bars up a little bit more. I'm a little surprised that it's taken this long. Like, even the guys at the top, it has just taken a bunch of points, just a bunch of weeks. We're towards the second half of the year. We're probably at the midway point. But we have a big home series against Virginia here. There we go. Oh, they're throwing the ball around again. Okay, good. I like that. I like when teams throw the ball around. We can only go to second on that one. There we go. Base hit by Zamora. Zamora's been having one heck of a year. He's going to be in contention, or he is right now, for ACC Player of the Year. And so is Del Castillo. Those two are neck and neck, having great years. And Brian Van Bell is looking to be Pitcher of the Year in the conference. That's where we're standing on some awards. Valdez has been great as a freshman, but he hasn't been showing up on the freshman list. Oh, that's huge. That's exactly what we needed. Raymond Gill, 3-run shot, stretches the lead to 7-1. It was a little close, and like I said, these guys have a good rating, so you got to be careful with teams like this. And so we get that win. Palmquist was great. Their 3, 4, 5, and 6 hitters are all left-handed batters, so I put Palmquist in just to mow down those lefties, and he pitched over 3 innings and got a lot of work in and got that save. Here we go. This is game 10, guys. We are breezing through this stretch. We've got to get this thing going. That's great. Nice. I like it. We are going to keep running. You guys throw the ball all over the place. We're going to run home. And Virginia, I see why they're struggling a little bit. Good players, but making some bad plays. All right, Lala. There we go. And he throws it away again. What are they doing? I'm going to go to third on this because he's got some more speed. Definitely needed that. These guys are all over the place. And this is a worst case scenario. Jordan Lala is injured with a torn ACL. This is terrible news for our squad. He's probably going to be out for a long time, probably the season if it's since it's a torn ACL. And he's been arguably our best player. I've had him as a leadoff. I've batted him second quite a bit. Put him in third. He has home runs, stolen bases, extra base hits. One of the highest batting averages on the team. This is crushing news for the squad. And Garland starting this game, he's 0-3 coming into the game. I'm trying to give him his first win. We're up 7-6 in the 7th. Del Castillo is picking it up. Get out. There we go. Home run. That's exactly what we needed. We need to lift the squad to a win here. We need to get Garland his first victory. We need to try to get past this one, and we will deal with the Lala injury. That is devastating news for our squad, because he's definitely going to be out for a while. I don't expect him to be back. If the game stays true to the injury, he won't be back, and that's a crushing loss for the squad. We're trying to win the College World Series, try to get there and win the national title, and we needed him to be healthy. We get the win. We go 9-1 during this stretch. We win in one of the games in extra innings. We lose Jordan Lala. And yes, it is official. He's out for the rest of the season. That is very tough news. Drop in the comments what we should do. We're going to simulate up to Florida State game. We're not going to play it yet. We got an email. Want to check that out. Okay, so we get the athletic director. Okay, good. Is exactly what we wanted. If we hit 3 runs against Florida State, We could get a new batting cage. This is our first one for the facilities upgrade. That's exactly what we want. We can definitely hit 3 home runs. So let's do that. And what is going on here with JP Gates? I haven't been getting the playing time I was promised when I signed with the program. If this continues, I will have no choice but to look for somewhere else to play. JP Gates wants to transfer. Come on. What is going on? Here's some positive news on Tony Jenkins. The stats I was talking about is absolutely crushing it. I don't know what's going on in the squad. Lala goes down. Gates wants to transfer. But we had a big stretch. And we have a big series against Florida State coming up next. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe and follow InsideTheU.com for all your coverage of the Miami Hurricanes.